fresh milk disappears into this tower and returns as a white, free-flowing cascade. This typical modern plant makes instant whole milk powder from carefully prepared fresh milk. Its job is to remove water while keeping composition, handling, and product behavior under control. The dramatic tower comes later. First, the milk is tested, cleaned, and conditioned. Insulated tankers deliver chilled raw milk through a sealed receiving bay.
A technician draws a protected sample, giving the laboratory a representative starting point.
Tests check agreed quality and composition measures before the load joins plant production. Released milk flows through hygienic pipes, preventing exposure while the plant records its intake. Tall chilled silos hold the liquid, separating arrival timing from continuous factory operation. Slow internal agitation keeps the milk even, without turning storage into a mixing spectacle. Inline filters retain accidental physical particles, leaving a uniform stream for the next machines. A centrifugal separator begins dividing cream from skim milk to set a consistent fat level. Rapid spinning drives denser skim outward, while lighter cream moves toward the center before separate exits. Feeders return precisely measured cream, rebuilding milk to the recipe's intended fat content. Standardized milk flows onward with its composition deliberately made consistent before heat treatment. Plate heat exchangers warm the stream efficiently, using separated channels instead of direct contact. Recovered heat from outgoing milk reduces energy demand before the final heating section. Pasteurization brings milk to its validated heat treatment, supporting product safety and stability. A holding tube gives that treatment its required time before the milk moves onward. The treated milk is cooled or routed onward under hygienic, enclosed conditions. A balance tank smooths flow so downstream equipment receives a steady, predictable feed. Preheating supports efficient water removal next, with steam kept on a separate side. Inside the massive stainless steel vessels, the process utilizes a falling film to maximize heat exchange, ensuring high-quality output. Steam heats thin metal tubes, while milk flows separately on the other side. Vapor rises from milk, carrying water away and leaving the remaining solids more concentrated. The pale stream thickens visibly, changing from ordinary milk into a glossy concentrate. Multiple evaporator effects reuse vapor heat, reducing energy needed for this large water removal. Through a sight glass, operators see smooth concentrate moving without foam or scorching. Inline instruments watch density and flow, keeping the evaporator within its operating target. A sample confirms the concentrate is ready. Thickness directly affects the coming drying stage. Uniform droplets help later powder behave consistently, rather than separating unevenly during storage. A controlled final heat step sets concentrate condition before it reaches the dryer. The concentrate feed line, seen here climbing from the evaporation area, transports the product to the towering spray dryer hall.
At the tower top, the atomizer begins creating droplets small enough to dry rapidly.
The spinning disc flings concentrate into a fine cloud, multiplying its exposed surface area.
Filtered hot air surrounds every droplet, providing heat that drives water outward.
As water evaporates, each droplet cools itself, limiting how hot milk solids become. A dry skin forms first, then each particle continues losing moisture as it falls.
By the chamber floor, liquid concentrate has become individual dry, light-colored powder particles. Powder drops downward, while moisture-laden air leaves through a separate, controlled path.
Cyclones spin the exhaust stream, recovering fine powder instead of letting valuable solids escape. Recovered fines return to the powder system, improving yield and supporting later particle control.
Primary powder travels enclosed, protecting a material that is now dry and airborne. An integrated fluid bed carries warm powder across a perforated deck with upward air. That air removes remaining moisture gently, finishing the dry state without overworking particles. Controlled vibration keeps powder moving evenly, preventing localized heating and unwanted clumps. For instant products, selected fines can be re-wetted and joined into larger porous clusters. Those agglomerates create pathways for water, helping powder wet and disperse more readily later.
Some recipes add a fine lecithin spray for wetting. Use depends on product specification.
A final fluid bed cools powder because warm product can pick up moisture afterward.
Only cooled powder moves forward, ready for separation, testing, and protected filling.
A vibrating sifter separates particles by size, creating a more consistent finished powder.
Acceptable particles pass onward, while off-size material follows the plant's defined process path.
The sieve also breaks soft, temporary lumps, restoring the powder's free-flowing behavior.
Magnets or metal detection provide a final safeguard against unintended metallic contamination.
Accepted powder falls into a clean surge hopper, separating steady production from intermittent filling.
Load cells measure each hopper charge, keeping the filler supplied without overfilling its pathway.
An operator checks connections and seals because dry powder must stay protected from ambient moisture.
One final screen transfer keeps product uniform immediately before it enters the packer. At the filler, a measured charge drops into each unbranded bag through a closed spout.
Where required, inert gas displaces oxygen before sealing. Packaging specifications determine its use. Heated jaws close the bag, forming a continuous seal that protects dry powder.
A checkweigher verifies filled bag mass, rejecting packs outside the permitted range. Sealed bags leave the filler in a steady rhythm, ready for final release checks. Quality control compares each lot against required moisture, composition, and physical behavior.
Moisture testing confirms powder reached storage-ready condition rather than remaining too wet.
Particle size checks show whether drying and agglomeration produce the intended distribution.
A reconstitution test observes how powder wets, disperses, and dissolves in water. Visual and sensory checks look for abnormal color, odor, or visible foreign material.
Released bags enter plain protective cartons, adding physical protection for storage and transport. Carton flaps fold and seal around each bag, converting loose packs into stackable units. Conveyors space cartons precisely, keeping handling orderly as cases move toward palletizing. A robotic cell stacks cartons in an interlocking pattern designed for stable pallet loads. Each completed layer is squared and checked, keeping the pallet stable through handling. Stretch film secures the pallet, resisting shifting, while leaving the load visibly organized. A forklift carries finished pallets through marked lanes toward the clean warehouse. Racked storage turns individual bags into inventory, held in a dry, controlled environment. Rows of finished pallets reveal the scale hidden inside every spoonful of powder. At loading docks, crews inspect pallet stability before protected shipments leave the building.
Distribution preserves the same dry condition created inside the processing tower. Inside every sealed bag, milk solids are preserved in a compact, measured form. Add water later, and those engineered particles begin the journey back toward milk.
That easy dispersal depends on every earlier decision: heat, drying, particle size, and packaging.
From tanker milk to stable powder, the plant has removed water while controlling the material.
Which factory process should industry sphere follow next on its production floor?